You ever walk into a room full of people you don't know and suddenly, like, all the air gets sucked out?
Oh, tell me about it. Happens to the best of us, that sudden self-consciousness.
Yeah, and then the whole "Hi, I'm so-and-so" thing feels, I don't know, like climbing a mountain or something.
Like a massive hurdle you just want to get over and done with, right?
Exactly. But what if, instead of dreading it, we saw those introductions as chances, real opportunities to connect?
Like a skill you can actually get good at instead of just surviving it.
That's what we're diving into today, right here, right now.
Yeah.
We're going to take apart this whole art of the self-introduction thing.
Make it less awkward, more natural,
Mhm.
so you can actually make a good first impression.
And our guide for this little adventure, a YouTube video I found, pretty cool actually, from the LEP Learn English podcast.
LAP, huh?
Yep, and the title's How to Introduce Yourself. An 8-minute English beginner. Don't let that beginner tag fool ya, though.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes the most basic stuff is what we overthink the most.
This video breaks down some seriously useful tips that honestly anyone can use, whether you're a social butterfly or, no, not so much.
Universal principles, kind of like the foundation of good communication.
Okay, so the video kicks off with this scenario, right? Two people, Lisa and Jake, meeting for the first time, super casual, like at some kind of event,
The kind of everyday situation where introductions are just part of the deal.
and they start with the basics, the nice to meet yous, names. Then Jake mentions he's new to Seattle, just moved from Chicago.
So right away, a little bit of context where he's coming from.
Lisa chimes in that she's a Seattle local, works in marketing. But she doesn't stop there. She adds social media and branding, specifics.
And so it's not just a job title, but a glimpse into what she actually does. Makes it more interesting, right?
And Jake does the same. He's a software developer, but then he adds web development, which is like his zone within that whole world.
Right. So you get a better sense of who they are professionally, even from a short intro.
They also both say they're interested in each other's work, which honestly always helps keep things going.
Shows you're engaged, not just waiting for your turn to talk.
But then here's where it gets really good. They stumble on some shared passions outside of work. Hiking.
Ah, so that's how they break the ice. Common ground.
They even toss around names of trails they both like, Rattlesnake Ledge, Mount Si, local stuff. And then Lisa, she drops this little bomb. I love baking, especially macarons.
Macarons, those are tricky, right? Not your average chocolate chip cookie.
Exactly. So instantly she's memorable. Not just a baker, but the macaron lady. And Jake's reaction is perfect. He's like, wow, I wish I could bake like that.
It's so much better than a generic, oh, that's nice. He actually reacts to the specific thing she said.
And that opens the door for Lisa to offer to bring macarons next time. See? Common ground, potential for future hangout.
All sparked by that one specific detail. Brilliant.
So they wrap it up, exchange info, all smiles. And the video's point is, that whole thing felt natural, right?
Not like they were reading from a script, but actually connecting.
Think back to your own encounters. Have you ever had a similar experience? Because what the video does next is break down the magic into steps.
So we can try to, replicate that natural flow ourselves.
Precisely. Step 1, drum roll. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it.
The less we try to cram in, the better, probably.
They hit the nail on the head. Just your name, where you live, what you do. Bam, done. Like, hi, I'm Sarah, I'm from New York, and I'm a graphic designer.
See? Easy to follow, gives you the basics.
And they suggest practicing sentences like that until they feel effortless.
Takes the pressure off when you're actually in the moment.
Step 2 is all about how we carry ourselves. Body language matters. Big time.
You mean it's not just what you say, but how you say it?
100%.
Yeah.
They highlight the power of a genuine smile, looking people in the eye, not creepily, of course. Good posture.
Makes sense. If you're hunched over, frowning, it's not exactly inviting.
Right. They say even just a warm smile can, disarm any awkwardness in the room.
It's like a universal signal that you're open and approachable.
Now, step 3 is crucial. Adapt to the situation. No one-size-fits-all intro here.
So what works at a party might not work in a job interview.
Bingo. At a party, you might go for, hey, I'm Alex, I'm really into hiking, and I'm always down to try new restaurants. Casual, right?
But if you're meeting, say, a potential client, you'd shift gears.
For sure. Then it's more like, I've got 5 years of experience in project management, and I specialize in streamlining workflows. Professional focus.
So knowing your audience and tailoring your intro is key. Shows you're, socially aware.
Now, for step 4, this is my favorite. Be memorable. How do you stand out in a sea of faces?
Ooh, good question. I'm all ears.
The video's advice is to add a little something unexpected, a detail that makes you stick.
Like a hook, something that makes people remember you later.
Exactly. Instead of just, I'm Alex, you might say, I'm Alex and I'm on a mission to find the best pizza in town. Boom.
Now you're Pizza Quest Alex. Much more interesting.
And it gives people a reason to ask follow-up questions like, oh, what's your favorite pizza place so far? Conversation starter.
Smart. It's like planting a seed for potential connection.
All right, step 5, and this is huge. Confidence is key, but not like cocky confidence.
Yeah, more like a belief in yourself that you've got this.
They say, don't aim for perfection. Just speak clearly, naturally. No need to rush or overthink every word.
Easier said than done, though, right? Especially when those nerves kick in.
Oh, absolutely. But they give this great reminder. Most people are way less critical of us than we are of ourselves.
It's so true. We build these things up in our heads, and in reality, no one's really analyzing every syllable.
And even if we fumble a bit, it's okay. Pauses are fine, better than those ums and uhs anyway.
They make you sound more confident than filler words, actually.
Practice makes perfect, as they say. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
It's like a muscle you got to train, that confidence muscle.
Okay, last but not least, their final tip is gold. Keep the conversation going. The intro is just the spark, not the whole fireworks show.
Right, it's about building on that initial connection, keeping the energy up.
They suggest asking follow-up questions, things like, what brought you here? Or if someone mentions their work, ask about that.
Shows you're actually listening and interested, not just waiting for your turn to talk again.
And when you find that common ground, bam, awkward silences vanish. You're off to the races.
It's like that click you get with some people, where the conversation just flows naturally.
Speaking of flow, remember all those phrases Lisa and Jake used? The video highlights some really useful vocabulary for smooth introductions.
Yeah, those subtle things that make you sound more polished, more fluent.
Like work as, instead of just saying your job title. So, I work as a graphic designer at a marketing agency.
It's like adding a little extra context without rambling on.
Come up with, that's a good one too. Lisa used it when she said, I love coming up with creative ideas.
Makes you sound more active, more engaged in what you do.
Then there's plays a huge role.
Yeah.
Like when Jake said, marketing plays a huge role in everything we do. Shows you get the bigger picture.
Experiment with is another one they mentioned. Like, I've been experimenting with new recipes lately.
Adds that personal touch, opens doors for more conversation. And finally, keep in touch, the classic end of conversation line.
The polite way to say, hey, I enjoyed this. Let's not be strangers.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, let's revisit those key takeaways, shall we?
A little recap to solidify those golden nuggets of wisdom.
Keep it simple, smile, and make eye contact. Adapt to the situation you're in.
Don't forget to add that special something to be memorable.
Practice builds confidence. And don't be afraid to keep the conversation going. It all boils down to being yourself, authentically.
Lisa's macaron story, that was perfect. Genuine, a little quirky, memorable.
So challenge yourself. Go out there and introduce yourself to someone new. You never know what might come of it.
It's amazing how a simple, hi, I'm, can lead to new friendships, exciting opportunities.
Or just a really nice chat that brightens your day. Every introduction is a chance, a potential doorway to something new.
What connections are you missing out on just because you haven't said hello? Something to think about, right?
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time.
Go out there and make some connections.
You got this.